Leicester spoke to the Mayor this morning, Jordan Hill-Lewis, about a statement issued yesterday. Mako greenlights mixed-use development for portions of King David Mowbray Golf Course. This has to be green-lighted by the City Council later this month, but given the DA's majority there, that's not going to be a problem. Portions of the site, which is 42.8 hectares, according to the statement, have been identified as highly suitable for integrated mixed-use development aimed at driving spatial transformation, increasing affordable housing stock, and enhancing public amenities. There is a long way to go. And do I have Nick Budlender? Yeah. Sorry, there's no name on the screen, so I wasn't entirely sure. Nick Budlender is a researcher with Ndifuna Ukwazi. Hello, Nick.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, there is a long way to go, and there is a public participation process and so on, but the green light to initiate a public participation process is a crucial step. Development rights will be offered to the market through an open and competitive process, with the city seeking to realize the full market value of the land, which has been put at 171 million rand. So I don't know what your response would be. Well, it's great that they are looking at improving housing stock, but really putting it out to the market, is that the right way to go?
Yeah, hi. So, I think, firstly, I would just say that this is a significant step in the right direction. It's an acknowledgement that these sort of inefficient and exclusive and unjust land uses inherited from apartheid basically can't be sustained if we want to have a city that works for everyone. So, of course, as Ndifuna Ukwazi, our primary interest is going to be in trying to ensure both that the city maximizes the number of affordable homes that are included and that it acts with the necessary urgency. So, I would instinctively be skeptical that to the private sector without a discount would necessarily result in the level of affordability and the number of affordable homes that we'd want to see. But at the same time, the way that the city structures that land release and the criteria that they place for sort of receiving and what gets built there. So it's still very early days. I think there's still a lot of time to engage with the city on the specific land release mechanism that they're going to use. But ultimately, we're encouraged by this, and we think it's definitely a step in the right direction.
One of the problems, and it's come up in many of the conversations that I've had with you, Nick, over the years, and with other people who are in the housing activism space, is that what is affordable housing is. What's affordable housing to me is different from what's affordable housing to my son, which is very different from what's affordable housing to somebody who operates on the very margins of the economy or even completely outside of the economy.
Yes, I think that's an absolutely crucial point, John. So, for us, if you look at the numbers, 75% of Cape Town households earn less than 22,000 Rand a month. And there's a massive, massive shortage of housing for people within that group. So, as Ukwazi, we follow what is really the state's definition of affordable housing, which is that it caters to people who earn, or households that earn between 0 and 22,000 Rand a month, which is really quite a large range. But ultimately, I think that's a good thing because having a range of incomes and a range of different people within a building or within a development engenders integration and really kind of assists with upward mobility. So the affordable housing we'd want to see targeted primarily at people that earn less than 22,000 Rand a month, and especially at people that earn significantly less than that. But we understand that there will also need to be some market rate housing to achieve cross-subsidization and also some commercial development to do so.
In the end, some people who currently live a long way away from their jobs, say in the CBD, where they are working in some kind of clerical or administration, perhaps low-level HR position and earning 21,500 Rand a month, will potentially be able to move considerably closer to town and minimize what are probably pretty extensive transport costs. But the number is probably going to be quite limited, one thinks.
Well, it depends. I mean, if we have anything to say about it, the number won't be limited. We'll argue very intensely that this is a piece of land in this strategic location of this value and of this size really offers a unique opportunity to maximize the number of affordable homes that are included. Because the land is so large and so valuable, you can develop parts of it for market rate housing and generate quite a lot of additional money, which can then be used to cross-subsidize the affordable homes. So there's no way that either Ndifuna Ukwazi or any of the activist groups that we work with would sit by and watch a sort of small proportion of affordable housing being included, because actually that is where the need is. As I said, 75% of Cape Town households earn beneath 22,000 rand, and therefore 75% of Cape Town households can't afford even the cheapest home on the market. That absolutely has to be the target of developments like this, because that's where there's the greatest need and the greatest kind of requirement for government intervention.
Let's hope. It's obvious that Ndifuna Ukwazi and other civil action housing activist groups will make use of the public participation process to put forward the kinds of view that you've put forward to me. But I hope it is a process that people do have their say on, so that at the end of the public participation process, there is a real sense that the public have embraced the opportunity to comment on this issue in relation to this particular piece of land.
Yes, absolutely, John. I mean, I agree completely. I think it really does matter that people are given a chance to express their views and that their views are properly considered by the city. Of course, the city's mandate is to look after everyone that lives here. They have to consider the wider public interests and not, the needs of all residents, not the sort of needs of a select few. And that means that there must be a genuine public participation process and that the city must kind of balance these competing imperatives that it faces. So we will certainly participate in the process and encourage others to do so. And I think, now really is the time for people who want to see a city of Cape Town that is more just, more efficient and more sustainable to kind of raise their voices and participate in the process and lend their support to what is actually a very crucial project.
Thank you very much for talking to us this afternoon. Appreciate it. Nick Budlender, researcher at Ndifuna Ukwazi.